free 10 minutes today. You can start whenever.
10 sounds great.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Grigor.
My God. Better be picky with the questions.
Congrats on victory today.
Thank you.
Does starting the season like you did in Brisbane win in your sails?
Yeah. It's been a great start. I mean, I think it's the dream start for any player. I think I'm just trying to get into a good groove again. That swing has always been very difficult, I think, for everybody. You're trying to make the most out of it every single day, and I've done my best to prepare every single day and try to keep the consistency going. That's all I can do, and yeah, get after every match that I have. I want to improve. I think I can play a little bit better, and of course, physically, if I keep up my body and hopefully everything holds up very well, I'm in a good spot.
Grigor, are you at where you would like to be, or do you feel you still got to pick things up and you can go further?
I think as a player you're never fully satisfied, as you know. That's the typical answer, clearly, and I'm honest on that as well. I think I believe I can raise up my game a little bit more, and in order for me to get to the top of the game, I need to be able to step it up a little bit more. What does that mean? That means try to be even a little bit more aggressive on the court, go after the shots, play a little bit more with conviction, stay focused, keep on doing the work. There's so many little things that I think I'm doing very, very well already, and I'm very proud of where I'm at right now, considering where I was a year ago. So on that note, I'm extremely proud of myself that I've been that consistent, and so far I think I'm on a good path, and of course, like, I want more for myself. I always will. I think while I'm playing, while I'm competing, there's always going to be that inner voice that would want to go for more, and I think now it's no different.
Or do you think it's, this is a little bit off the subject, but with the one-handed backhand falling out of the top 10, I'm sure you read that news. Everybody making a big deal out of it. Do you think it's time to push the panic button for that stroke? I mean, I know it's in good hands with you and Stefanos, but next generation, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a fair question. Listen, it's one of the toughest shots in tennis, however you look at it. For now, we're holding the fourth. Let's just put it that way. And for sure, I'm counting on every guy that is still out there with one hand to keep on pushing and playing for that. Of course, I'll be probably the biggest supporter of that shot. Now, when it comes to a different generation, we're gonna see less and less. I mean, I feel like it's not the game has changed so much. It had evolved, of course. So, and I think from generation to generation, the players traditionally have changed a lot. You see them like stronger, bigger, so you need that extra help. I would love to see more people with one hand, just how it is for me, and to be able to hit a slice backhand with one hand. I mean, it's just a pure beauty, and I think every time you try to hit that shot and you make it, the feeling is, simply stunning for me.
Can I follow up on that and say, what is it specifically that the aesthetics of it that make it beautiful to you, and do you think you would enjoy playing the sport less if you were hitting a two-hander?
Definitely not when it comes to the sport. I think I love the sport. I always have. I think it's of course, at times it's love-hate relationship, and I think we all have our ups and downs, and I think in general that sport has given me everything in life. So I'm always gonna be of that supporter to push through for it, and to, who knows, one day, of course, it's far ahead, but I don't know if at some point how I would be, of course, but I think it's always gonna be a part of me, regardless of my career on that end. And I think the beauty of the one hand is just there's so much to it in order to hit the ball right with one hand, and it starts with the timing, looking at the ball, the swing, the height. Oh, there's just really, like, even when I think about it, when I sort of dissect the shot, there's always there's so much to it that even sometimes when I think about it, the way you asked me the question, I was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool.
You mentioned how the sport has given you so much, and you've had such a great career, but a very general question. If you could step back and say, hey, the one or two key lessons that this sport has given me over these years.
What has given me?
What the lessons tennis has given you?
Discipline. I think probably one of the biggest lessons is that, because tennis uses nearly the same language for life. I mean, and I always thought that it's very important to have to gather a distance from the sport at times, just to get some distance, and then whatever happens outside the court it is, and then whatever happens inside the court is a completely different thing. I always try to kind of divide life with tennis in a way, but life is tennis, so so it took me, I think that's probably the biggest lesson that I had to find a balance with. And I think in the end of the day, nothing is ever that good and nothing is ever that bad. So you win or lose the match, tomorrow is another day. So I think that's the lessons I don't. When you get out there, use every opportunity you have and go after it. Have no regrets on your choices.
And specifically in terms of your discipline, has it been in terms of recovery from injury or the gym?
I think it's a when I say that, it's just a little bit more general, actually. How you eat, how you sleep, how you prepare, and of course what you want in the end of the day to make out of it, of course, because I think there's a couple of scenarios. I feel like one is you get ready the best way possible for a tournament. You come, you play, you compete, you lose. You're kind of still more on the positive end because you kind of know you've done everything right. And then let's say you come to the same thing, and then you're 2, 3, 4 times more disappointed that you didn't put yourself in the best position possible to play the match. And I don't think I can live with a regret like that.
I could follow up. Is Novak the most disciplined guy in the game, or?
Probably, yeah. I don't know anybody else for now. I don't, definitely, yeah.
Steve, 2 more?
How much do you, I don't know how much you pay attention, but you're getting fairly close to the top 10 again. Has you
I pay zero attention to that. But thank you, anyway, keep going.
No, I was just curious, like, how much you do, just because some people sort of get maybe bogged down with numbers and goals, and do you just live more in the moment, sort of?
It's the most important thing. The most important thing is to be in that moment, and I think also the one thing that I've learned, not only in the sport that I do, but even outside, is always we have only that moment in front of us. And I mean, I've been top 10 before. I was number 3, and it was all great. Don't get me wrong, for sure. I would love that, and it's a privilege to have a pressure like that. I love it. But for me, this is not my. I have a different quest. I have different battles to fight right now, and all I know is that if I'm conquering them, one step at a time, or whatever it is that I'm dealing with, all I know that is in the end of the day that things will come in the right way. And whether it's a top 10, top 5, whatever it is, it's great. Of course, it's only a bonus. I wanna say that, and but it's always great when you set yourself on some achievements, some sort of goals, and then you make them happen, and then you look for the next one.
And
You talked about.
Go for it. It's fine.
Last question, please.
you sort of mentioned before, like, compared to where you were a year ago, you're happy with where your game is. Is there anything specific you're happy about that's different from, say, 12 months ago?
overall, I think just overall my whole game has been better in a sense that it's more. I'm more aware of my shots. I think I've improved a little bit more on my serve, on the return, positioning on the court. Also, my movement. I think I'm a tiny bit better in that as well. But in our sport, 1-2% makes a huge difference, and I think the course of those last 12, 13 months, I've been able to work on these things constantly, and I think that's what helped me to explore more the game and also to play it my way, and I think that helps a lot for sure.
Thank you.
Wait, hold on, last one. You sure?
Yeah,
All right, good.
perfect. Thank you.
Griggs,
Yes.
just need to ask you a question.